just got to hope I remember how to cast a pod.
Cast them pods.
These pods ain't going to cast themselves, you know.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Cheap Smut. My name is Katie Mizell.
And my name is Carl Mizell.
And this is a podcast that is back after vacation. Woo!
Welcome back.
Welcome back, my love. Did you enjoy your work notcation?
In as much as you can enjoy a 4-day conference where you never leave the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino.
Yeah.
I went for that walk on Wednesday when we got there, and we went outside to get to the restaurant that we ultimately learned we could have stayed inside and walked to.
Yes.
Had we figured that out, the only time we really would have had to have left the hotel was to get in the taxi to go to the airport.
Yeah. Well, the Thursday when I got up, I walked to that gas station across the street and got snacks for a couple of days because it was Las Vegas and everything there is stupidly expensive.
So dumb.
One can of White Monster, which is my preferred caffeine intake method, was like $6.
Yep. Celsius is mine.
$2.99 at a Speedway around here.
Yep, $6.59 for a can of Celsius. It is outrageous. That said, had we not made that trip, we would not have discovered that Flavor Flav flies Spirit Airlines.
Yeah, we were on a plane with Flavor Flav on the way home.
We were 2 rows behind him. He got on with the his very large clock. I know you have to think about large clocks. Cartoonishly large clocks.
It took me a second. I didn't pay that much attention to him. I figured like this man does not want me staring a hole in him, so I didn't really look at him.
No, I looked up. I acknowledged that's clearly Flavor Flav. But what was funny is when he got on the plane at like 4 a.m, because we were having a 5 a.m. flight back home, he had the clock out. And then when he got up, the traditional stand up and wait to deplane, he had tucked it into his hoodie as if, and so like it looked like he was like he got shy about his Iron Man cosplay.
Aww.
So there's like this big bulge in his hoodie, like he was trying to hide. And then somebody yelled from the back, Flavor Flav.
Yeah.
And he gave me a little peace sign. But then when we got to baggage claim, he almost stepped on my feet twice trying to get to his luggage.
Well, in his defense, your feet are gigantic.
I do have massive feet. But then watching him like very firmly but very politely shoo away selfie seekers was interesting.
Yeah. I mean, he was just trying to get his luggage at one point. A woman was like, "Can I get a selfie?" And he was like, "Not now.
Not now.
I just got off a 4-hour plane ride. I've been up since 3 a.m.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get my luggage.
Yep.
Not now."
That was the highlight. I mean, from a work perspective, it was great to see my coworkers because I direct a region, as it were, so I'm out here on an island, not seeing a lot of my coworkers. So it was nice to see them in real life. You got to get away from the kids for a couple of days. You got to spend time by the pool and have an overpriced drink.
Oh yes, but just the one because drinks were so overpriced I couldn't stomach paying for another one.
You got a funny tan line on your boobies.
I did because I wear that silly bikini with the crisscrossy like over the chest.
Yep.
So now I have a burn. I have pink diamonds on my titties.
Yep. They're just not going away.
No. Well, I mean, it just takes a little while for a sunburn to go away. It doesn't just go.
There goes old Katie Diamond Tits.
Yep. That's me, Katie Diamond Tits.
So yeah, it was good. A lot of people are really surprised when I say that I would not go back to Vegas willingly.
No, never.
I hate Vegas so much that I want to go to Oakland before the A's possibly move to Vegas. I would rather go to Oakland.
Yeah. Than ever go back to Las Vegas.
Then go back to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And I say that simply from the standpoint that Oakland is a fairly rough town. But I grew up in Flint, so I understand. So, anything else you want to air out before we get this show on the road? Anything? Any
Is it like
other
a veiled reference to the fact that my guts are grumbling?
No,
and I might during the
I
podcast.
did not. But now that you've mentioned it,
yeah,
it's going to be adventures in editing. If If you hear a fart sound, it was actually Katie and not me just randomly inserting a fart sound into the podcast.
Yeah. Well, it would be weird for you to do it now.
It would be.
But other than that, no, I'm good. The kids are sleeping. I've got my beverage. I've got my notes pulled up here. We're good.
Let's do a frickin' podcast.
Let's do a podcast, my love.
What are we casting pods about this week?
This week I am currently reading a book called Courageous Hearts by Emmy Sanders. It is book 5 in the Plum Valley Cowboys series.
Whoa.
Yeah. Cowboy romances are their own genre. And I generally don't read them for no specific reason other than they just don't catch me.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But there are great ones out there. I've read great ones. I picked this one specifically because I liked the blurb on the back. Most specifically because a lot of it takes place in a cabaret bar with live show tunes.
Oh, yeah.
And you know how much I love that shit.
I do. Now, quick point of clarification. Say the author's name again.
Emmy Sanders.
Okay, so it's Emmy, or is it M-E? Okay, Emmy Sanders.
Emmy.
I wasn't sure if like M-E were initials.
Oh, yeah, no, sorry. E-M-M-Y.
Okay.
Emmy Sanders.
Just want to clarify.
Yeah. It's been great so far. This is going to be a 2-parter just because,
Yep.
My mental health still being what it is. I don't want to force myself because I know me. If I force myself to read this too fast, I'll stop liking reading.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to read. I'm 50% of the way through the book. It's a great book. We'll keep reading it.
Yeah. Plus, it's and I don't mean this in a way that's disrespectful to the listeners, but it's our show,
yeah.
And we're gonna roll it out the way that we know how, and I'm sure that the listeners we have are they understand the value and importance of monitoring and kind of checking in with your mental health.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to think.
I would hope.
Yeah.
But I mean, fuck, I don't know.
Yeah,
what the fuck do I know about strangers?
It's true. Hey, reach out to us on social media. Let us know if you're a good person or a bad person. Sorry. There it is again.
I was mid-drink and you said that and I almost shot that out of my nose.
No, but again, another in a long line of me saying things that I don't think are going to be funny, and you're in the middle of taking a vape hit or
yeah.
a bong rip
yep.
or a drink.
Yep.
And I'm just like, why?
Tell me, if you think you're a good person or a bad person, how do you think that's going to go?
Well, most days I
Subjective.
feel like a pretty good person. Oh, you meant, okay, you're repeating my line back to me. What are the content warnings? Well, no, tell us more about the price of this book.
Okay, so this book is available for $4.99 on Kindle or through Kindle Unlimited. And on Amazon, it says you can get it in paperback. So I'm guessing that she's got print set up. Actually, I don't know. Let me double check. Okay. Sorry, I just wanted to confirm her gender before we got started. Emmy Sanders, she, her.
Which comes into play.
Yes, because this is a book that has a non-binary main character in it. I initially wanted to do only Alphabet Mafia books for June, but then that felt a little like rainbow capitalist-y or something.
Yeah, no.
Like, I mean, I follow this woman on TikTok, Mom's Smutty Book Club, and she read like 35 LGBT books for June.
It's a lot of books. And
she made a TikTok about every single one of them. She's great. I'm not saying that she, in doing that, was like being disingenuous and rainbow capitalist-y. I didn't want to be like, well, since I'm doing this podcast, I should probably make the gays happy. Like that just seems...
No. I understand. Yeah. And we have talked about it. We know that we want to make sure that we're presenting a broad cross-section of romance. And we will, over the course of time.
Yeah. Over the course of time. We've done a lot of monsters lately.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get more humans in. And humans come in every sexuality imaginable. Oh, so... You
got there too fast. I was going to say, each other.
Yeah, sometimes they do. Sometimes they do. Anyway, where were we? Okay, yes. This book is $4.99 or through Kindle Unlimited, or you can buy a book in print and Amazon will print you up one and send it right to your house.
There you go. Content warnings for this book.
Content warnings. Okay, so this, in the front of the book, there is a true content warning or a trigger warning. There's not, it's not a tags list. So this book contains homophobia and the misgendering and dead naming of main characters, mentions of fertility struggles for side characters, and mentions of past parental abuse. Please take caution if the subject matter may be triggering for you. So there you go.
That is an excellent content warning.
Yes, that is an excellent content warning. So let's dive right into it, shall we?
Fucking get after it. And thank you for sticking around, because I feel like we're kind of kicking the rust off here.
Maybe. Who knows? You can trim out what we don't need.
Yeah.
I know you're good at that. Okay. So this is book 5 of the Plum Valley Cowboys series, which is an LGBTQ plus cowboy romance series. Some of the books also have ace representation, poly representation. There's a lot of great content here, and I will be going back and reading more of them. But again, my TBR grows forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. I'll never have the day my TBR is empty. Call someone. There's something wrong.
Carl, I've run out of books.
I don't know what to do. There's no more books.
I don't want to read the classic.
I don't want to read it again. Okay. So starting off with our MMC, Jameson Wright, who his name is Mr. Wright. That's comes into play later.
Okay.
But I just think it's funny. Is the new bartender at Gertie's Cabaret in Chicago.
All right.
Yeah. All of what I've read so far takes place in Chicago, but eventually they will be going back to Plum Valley, Texas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if we're going to recognize any locales from our many visits to Chicago.
Oh, just Navy Pier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, we spent a lot of time in Andersonville, which is a very gay-friendly enclave. So I thought maybe this takes place there, but we'll see.
Yeah. So he is a seasoned and trained bartender with a mixology license, the kind of person who can make a shit ton of money mixing drinks. During his first weekend shift, after he's got like the lay of the land and stuff, he gets to see the actual cabaret for the first time. They do live musical performances, so it's not lip syncing, which is not always but often the case in a modern cabaret. And they do new numbers every single week. They rehearse all week long. They're very dedicated. It sounds like the coolest place. I want to go there so bad. Like, this place sounds so cool. It's all like 20s chic with like a lot of velvet and like crystal chandeliers and stuff.
Yep.
Sounds super. Oh, and everybody dresses appropriately. So like Jameson in the first chapter was like, I kind of like suspenders. I think I might just buy more just because I like having them.
I like aesthetic. I like places that have an aesthetic, but I don't like places that have a theme. This sounds like it has an aesthetic.
It does. It has an aesthetic. It's trying very hard to capture that 1920s glamour that wasn't real, but it's what we remember. You know.
And I think if for anybody listening going, what's the difference? To me, I think it's like the difference between aesthetic and theme is, aside from like any technical definition, is it's kind of like pornography. You can't define it, but you know it when you see it, kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, an aesthetic is like, this is like a 1920s speakeasy. A theme is like Bubba Gump Shrimp Company, where the entire place is just dripping in like a weird kitsch.
Yeah, but you could do that with the 1920s theme as well. That's why I hate theme parties.
Yeah, all right, fair.
All right.
Fair.
All right. So Jameson likes suspenders.
Jameson likes suspenders, and he's the new bartender at this awesome cabaret club.
Got it.
The opening act is one of the greatest cabaret songs of all time, Maybe This Time, from Cabaret. Not in the original production, by the way. It was written for Liza Minnelli for the movie.
Yeah.
And it's
Look at that.
Even I've got goosebumps. I love that song.
Look at that BFA coming through.
Yeah. For once in my life, my theater knowledge actually helps. He watches the performer do an absolutely incredible and passionate rendition of Maybe This Time, and he is immediately smitten.
Deep smit
with the person on the stage. Until he meets that person, he calls that person he in his mind.
Okay.
Because he has looked at a masculine shaped body.
Got it.
But That is very quickly corrected. Bo is our them MC.
I like that. them MC.
Them MC. They are non-binary, meaning that they in their version of what it means to be non-binary, they have both masculine and feminine traits. They prefer to dress a little more feminine. They've removed most of their body hair. They like makeup. They like lingerie. They like a lot of things that are quote unquote traditionally feminine, but they are also not a woman. So they are from Texas, and they have an accent, and it's even in the like dialogue, there's a lot of like darlings and dropped G's at the ends of the INGs and stuff like that, and I just love it. I'm just imagining this like smooth sort of like sexy Texas twang thing, and I just love it. Okay, so let's see. They are non-binary. They prefer an androgenic and femme fashion. They're an incredibly talented performer, and they live with fellow Gertie's employee and bartender D. She works behind the bar with Jameson. After they're done with their performance for the evening, another performer whose name is Bridget, who is, I just love her. I think Bridget's fantastic.
Okay.
It makes them aware of the hot new bartender. She's like, you should just go out and take a look. So on their way out, they stop very briefly at the bar to tell Dee, their roommate, that they are going home. And they get a look at Jameson, and he's gorgeous. So they're into it. But they also have a lot of like deep-seated self-esteem issues, and they don't pursue. Like, as soon as they're like, oh, yeah, he's so hot, too bad. I was so sad when I read it. I was like, no, not too bad.
Shoot your
shot, babe. You don't know until you know.
Exactly.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott.
There you go.
So on their way home, Bo gets a call from their only recently discovered half-brother, Cooper. Apparently, Cooper's story is like the book before.
Okay.
And Cooper didn't realize. Nobody realized that Cooper was part of their family.
Oh, I thought you meant the character in a book.
What?
You said Cooper was in the last book and nobody realized.
Oh, that he was even there. He was even in the book at all. No, no, Cooper was in the last book, and I guess he didn't realize what his lineage was. And while I haven't actually gotten to that point yet, and I haven't read the third book to confirm, I am guessing it's because Bo's father is a piece of shit.
Okay.
And fucked around and made babies where he shouldn't have. Cooper is a sweet baby angel. He's like a golden retriever. He's just like so excited and happy all of the time. He is in a polycule with Will and True are the names of his partners.
Okay.
And they all live together in Plum Valley. So Cooper like very briefly catches Bo up on some family stuff, including the ongoing issues that he is having with their brother Diesel. Diesel is Bo's full brother and Cooper's half brother. And he's also a piece of shit. Fuck you, Diesel.
Eat shit, Diesel.
He's all kinds of phobic. It's just ugh. Bo no longer talks to him if he can help it, and he's a complete piece of shit. Like, they don't want to have anything to do with Diesel if they can help it.
Seems reasonable.
Once they get home, Bo goes to sleep thinking of the day that they might fall asleep in a pair of strong arms.
Oh.
Yeah. The next day, Jameson has a video call with his twin brother, Grant, and Grant's wife, Sophia. Grant is an interesting character. He's a very type A, and he has a lot to say about Jameson's choice of being a bartender, as a career.
Should have been a lawyer or whatever.
Because he's a teacher.
Oh, okay.
And he's had a path in life since like day 9. You know, open your eyes, perceive shapes, decide career. That's how it went for Grant and for Sophia. They're both very like.
But that seems like if you're that kind of person, teaching wouldn't be the thing you went into. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Academia seems like the kind of place a person might want to go if they need a lot of structure.
Well, yes, but then also, I mean, I just associate that personality type with people who are motivated by money.
Oh. Yeah, no, it's not that it's about money. It's just that he knows exactly what he wants.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
And he thinks that Jameson's choice to be flightier is a problem.
No, okay.
It's not. But anyway, so Grant and Sophia are having trouble conceiving. They're going through another round of IVF. Things are rough for them right now, but they're doing their best. And Jameson is, he's happy for his brother, but he's also really sad because his parents had a love match, and he grew up understanding that you could find a relationship that was meant to last.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the things that Grant kind of gives him shit about is the number of women that he's been with, and he never gives them more than a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So, settle down, give someone time to actually like be your person. But Jameson believes in like the spark. He believes in the one.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't think he should have to like let something grow on him, like a fungus or whatever. And I can't say that I disagree because
What about me?
Because we had like instant connection.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I did. I didn't realize you did, because for many years you've always said...
I just said I didn't fall in love with you the second I looked at you.
Okay.
I've always said I always knew that you were going to be incredibly important to me from the moment I looked at you. I just wasn't in love.
She's never said this, folks. She's only saying this because the
Liar.
microphone... No, I'm kidding. She has said that. But I have said from the moment I saw her that I knew that I loved her. But I'm much more a fuck it kind of guy.
Yeah.
I'll plan the big shit. But when it comes to like picking a life partner, fuck it.
That one.
The tall one with the big butt.
I picked that one. Yeah. Anyway, so Jameson and Grant have a nice conversation, sort of, because Grant is giving him a very hard time, just about being who he is as a person. But Jameson can't really fault him for that so much because they're twins. They're about as close as two people can be. And their dad died like 20 years ago, and it really brought them together. Like they're very close. They're very close people. Jameson goes to work that evening. He actually meets Bo. They have the pronouns discussion. Jameson internally chastises himself for misgendering Bo in his own mind before he met Bo.
Yeah. Innocent mistake. Once you've been corrected, just move on.
He apologizes. Bo is very gracious, as only a person who constantly has to have the pronoun discussion can be.
Yeah.
And Jameson ponders whether or not they should be. Should they have to walk through life constantly having to explain their identity because society is so dedicated to the binary? Heavy questions, big heavy stuff happening in this romance. And but it's not dwelled on, but it's definitely an important part of the conversation. I mean, it has to be, obviously, when you got to talk about who you are.
Yeah, of course.
So Jameson, who is cis and assumes himself to be straight at this point, is intrigued by Bo, and although he can't see it, we can see it as the reader. He's also super into Bo.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of like watching them as they walk away and making sure that he can see them when they're performing, and constantly thinking about them. And the whole time I'm just like a giddy little schoolgirl. I'm like, oh, he's got a crush. He's got a crush. You've got a crush. It's just so great.
This is very much how she is. This is how she was when I came out as bisexual as well.
Oh my God. Every single time you tell me like a new person you think is hot, I'm like, yes, tell me everything.
And I'm always just like, yeah, he's kind of cute.
I want to gossip about boys with you. Come on.
I know, but I'm still not fully like, how do I talk to my wife about boys without then turning around and feeling like, oh, so wait, I think he's cute. You can't think he's cute. Then I get jealous, and like I don't, but.
Oh, I was going to say, I also like boys, so we can just talk about cute boys. But you're talking about then being uncomfortable that I like boys.
But then you acknowledging then it would, because I still have my issues that I have to deal with, but I'm learning.
You are, and you're doing a good job. It takes a long time to deprogramming 45 years of heteronormativity from your brain.
Exactly. But yeah, so this is very, very true to who she is.
Oh yeah, I was so excited. I was just giddy the whole time. I was like, oh, I can't wait until they fall in love. Yay. But the pan awakening is beginning for Jameson.
Got it.
that night after their show, Bo takes a phone call from their brother, from Diesel, and it is just awful. So Diesel insists on deadnaming Bo all the time, and constantly says things like, "I'll always love my brother." Like, you never had a brother, my guy. And Bo is basically like, no, see, here's the thing. You don't have a brother.
Yeah, exactly.
And I will not tolerate this. Like, I've told you so many times. At one point, Diesel's like, well, I'm trying to be cool with the fact that you're gay. And Bo's like, I'm not gay. I can't be gay. I'm not a man. Like, what the fuck?
It's like talking to a really stupid brick wall.
Yes, it was like talking to the most intolerant brick wall. And at the end of the conversation, he's like, well, you got to meet me halfway here. And Bo's like, no, I don't, because you're not moving.
Yeah.
That's just making me go backward.
Yeah. Look, if we're 100 feet apart and 50 feet is halfway, we should both move 25 feet. Me moving 50 feet closer to you is not halfway because you have not moved.
Yeah, exactly. And like throughout this book, whenever things are from Bo's perspective, they spend a lot of time thinking about the fact that when they were younger, before they had like their spiritual come to Jesus moments where they realized they couldn't live their life this way, even though they knew they weren't a boy from the time they were very small, they tried to fit in as much as they could. And with their father and Diesel, that meant being a homophobic piece of shit and a bully. Yeah. And they feel really terrible about that. It crushes them a lot. It's really sad. But they do things to heal the karmic wounds of that as well. And they're doing a lot better. After they finish their phone call with Diesel, they start crying. Because who wouldn't? And Jameson finds them in the storage room. He comforts them and gives them a big hug, finds some tissues. He blots like their mascara for them. And I was like, oh, that's so sweet to do it for them because they can't see. Like, I was like, oh, he's such a good man.
You can't see your own eyes.
No, you can't. You can't see any. The moment we had that realization that you couldn't see anything from the shoulders up on your own body was like, oh God.
But specifically, you said I can't see my own chin, and we had just smoked, and that was one of the highest things I'd ever heard in my life, and I was just floored because I was 44 years old and never thought of that.
Yeah, you can't see your own chin or your own nose or your cheeks, your mouth.
You kind of see your nose.
Oh yeah, if you cross your eyes, you can see your nose, but your brain blocks your nose out. Yeah, at all. Like you can see your nose all the time, but your brain blocks it out. Anyway, so then once Bo has calmed down and Jameson is pretty sure that they're okay, he invites them to come and just hang out at the bar, just like be around people, not go home and sit and mope in the silence. And the next morning, Bo wakes up in Jameson's bed.
Hell no.
He's in PJs. Bo is in PJs. Everybody's wearing pajamas.
Okay.
They didn't have sex, but they cuddled very drunkenly. Apparently, when they went out to the bar, Jameson started serving them drinks. They got a little too drunk, and Jameson was like, I'll drive you home. And Bo was like, well, take me to your house.
Yeah. There you go. Shoot your
shot, damn it. And immediately they like got into his wardrobe and like put on a pair of his pajamas and climbed into his bed and just demanded cuddles. Like, hell yeah. Yeah. That's what I would do.
Yeah, it is.
It is what I do. Yeah. Snuggle me.
Yeah, basically. You with the face. Get over here.
Snuggle me. When they realize what's happened, they are mortified. They are assuming that they forced themselves into this situation. They don't think that Jameson would just happily go along with cuddling up to a hot person. Yeah. They think that they must have made Jameson uncomfortable in doing that. And so they try to like gently roll out of bed and get ready and leave. But Jameson's like, no, I like cuddling. Come back.
I'm not just a hot bartender. I also like cuddles.
Yeah, exactly. So they have a conversation about everything that happened. They agree to be friends. And that's really all Bo thinks that is ever going to happen at that point. They're just like, okay, well, we're friends, I guess. And friends can drunkenly cuddle with each other, so why not?
But I know what show we're on. We're on Cheap Smut.
Yeah, we are.
So I know that they're not going to stick with just the cuddles.
No, they're not. Because at the end of their conversation, Jameson confirms he also really likes their lacy underpants. So,
there you go.
Bo is still embarrassed and all like traumatized by this whole experience of waking up in Jameson's bed. So they're like, okay, we can be friends, and now take me home, please. So Jameson drives them home to avoid doing the walk of shame because Bo did not bring their spare set of clothes. Yeah. They don't want to go home in the same clothes that they were wearing the night before. Jameson, on the drive home, is just listening to Bo sing and like looking at their face in the morning light and like just thinking about how much he likes them. They're sort of like gentle and shy, but when they're performing, they have this huge energy and these big feelings, and when they want something, they go for it. And he likes that about them, but he's also really confused because, again, Jameson still assumes that he's straight at this point.
Yeah, been there.
Later that day, Jameson goes to his monthly lunch that he has with his mom and Grant and his sister-in-law, whose name I can't remember right now. Jameson and Grant have a disagreement, but their mom refuses to let them like sit on anything. So she's like, well, we'll go in the other room just for a couple of minutes and you guys need to talk. You need to talk right now.
Yeah. Suss it out.
She's a sweet lady. I really, really like his mother. I've only met her once so far in this book, but she's so sweet.
Yeah.
I really appreciate the communication between Jameson and Grant because even though they disagree a lot, they always talk about it like right away, and they're really respectful of each other. It's really cool. A night of work at the bar. Great. On nights where they aren't performing, Bo is also a server. They have really sweet and like comfortable relationships with most of their coworkers, so it's really nice to just kind of watch their banter. A lot of this book, because it's just a real world book, there's no monsters or fantasy elements that we need to like be told about, is just day-to-day life. Yeah. And it's really nice to watch things unfold naturally.
Yeah. One of my favorite comic books of all time, Strangers in Paradise.
Yeah.
The ultimate slice of life comic. I love it to death. Go check it out. I highly recommend it. A couple years ago for Christmas, you got the massive omnibus for me.
Yes, I did.
And I always feel bad because I haven't read it yet, but I've read it.
Well, as you read all of Strangers in Paradise, you just wanted to own all of it, so I bought you all of it for Christmas.
Yeah, and it got delivered to the neighbor's house.
Yes, it did.
We were so nervous because it's a very expensive gift.
Yes.
Anyway, go check out Strangers in Paradise.
Oh, it's so good. Anyway, so they have a couple of conversations with Jameson throughout the course of the night. At one point, I think before the bar actually opens, they go to change a light bulb, like in one of the booths. And as soon as Jameson sees them with a ladder, he's like, whoa, what are you doing? What are you doing? I can do this for you. It's fine. No, are you safe? Like they climb up the ladder, and he like grabs the ladder legs and like puts a hand on the small of Bo's back, like just to make sure that they're not going to fall.
Yeah.
And then at like the end of the night, they have another conversation with him, and I was like, oh, this man is so into you. Bosif, listen to me. He's so into you. And I am like living for the moment that you see how into you he is. But they still think that he just thinks of them as a friend. But friends don't look down at you with hooded eyes and blown pupils, my friend.
I love how invested you are in
I was so invested in all of this. I was like, oh my God, I cannot believe this. Look at all of these signs. Bo, look at the signs. Don't make me tap the fucking sign, Bo.
You should just see it.
Come on. Babe, come on. Okay.
Look at the sign. Anyway.
The next day, Bo goes to meet their new little, because they are part of the Big Brothers Big Sisters organization, as one of their sort of moral penance that they do. They help kids who need help, and that's where we get all of the like I used to be a big bully stuff happens there, because their little is asking them like how do you deal with bullies, and they're like, I don't know, I was one. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But I think they end up saying like bullies won't fight numbers, so just find other people who are also being victimized by this bully and form a group.
Yeah.
Fucking unions get shit done.
That's
right?
true.
So
collective bargaining.
Yeah. And this is the first time they're meeting their little. Their little's name is Damien. He's 15.
Okay.
And it was just a really cute little scene. On their way home, they muse about how happy they are now and how there's not like just a big ball of hate sitting in their gut anymore, and that's just a nice feeling to have. But they are still very misunderstood, and it's hard to find love when first dates come with weird, confusing assumptions, fetishizers, the constant pronoun conversation, having to justify your own identity to someone, you know. So they don't think they're ever going to find love. And I'm like, oh, I want to hug you. I'm so sorry. But also, look at this guy over here. He can't stop fucking looking at your ass. Okay, so Beau has a surprise birthday party. That's in quotes because they know that they're having a birthday party and they know when it's going to be. They just don't know where it's going to be.
Okay.
So Bridget brings Beau, but Beau has asked Dee to please invite Jameson to their birthday party. So Jameson's also there, and they go to this crazy, not weird, just it's a concept I've never heard of before. But that's because I'm from Michigan and we don't have clubs here, let alone the kind of club that does a combination of cowboy aesthetic and EDM.
No. I mean, right? Maybe like a pop-up or some sort of rave or something, but like an actual club where it's like that's just the thing.
Yeah. Like I think in the chapter, Jameson was like, I don't think I've ever been to a bar where they've played like country music EDM.
No, probably not.
No, it's crazy. So Beau shows up. They have turned 23. Jameson is 30, by the way, just in case anybody cares. And they are dressed impeccably. Every description of Beau's wardrobe, I'm like, oh, I want it. I can't dress like that, but I want that. So they're wearing like a short pleated skirt and like a really flowy top and like super cool shoes. I just want to have a cool wardrobe, but I can't.
Sure you can.
Well, it's harder. It's harder for me because A, I am fat, and that means that there are fewer clothing options for me, and B, we are broke. So it's hard to find stuff that fits that is actually affordable.
I wouldn't say broke.
We're not broke, but like I don't have like hundreds of dollars to throw around on nice clothing that fits my fat frame.
I was gonna say, what do you know that I don't know? I thought I managed the finances, but I see what you're saying.
Having said that, I am going to go to Target this week, so don't be surprised.
No worries.
So the reason that they came to this specific bar for Beau's birthday is because they have a mechanical bull.
Oh, I love mechanical bull.
But it's not your traditional ride it till you get thrown mechanical bull.
Oh, no.
It is a slow mechanical bull with a sexy man on it. It's basically a lap dance on a mechanical bull.
It's a man-canical bull.
Yes. So Dee has paid for Beau's ride on the mechanical bull for their birthday.
So there's a man. A living human man.
Yes.
On this bull.
Like a Magic Mike style hot man dressed like a cowboy.
So is he just the bull, or is he also
he's on the bull.
Okay.
And so it's like he gives the lap dance while the bull is moving.
Yep. Okay. I see it now.
But slowly. Yep. In that sensuous rolling kind of way.
An undulating lap dance.
Yep. And Jameson watches all of this, and he is like equal parts incredibly horny and incredibly jealous.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I loved it.
Shoot your shot, Jameson.
Somebody shoot their fucking shot. We'll get there. My notes. This does not sit well with Jay, who is very concerned with Beau's skirt length and also Beau's legs. Okay. Jameson is wrecked about someone else touching Beau like that, but he has no idea why.
I do.
Yeah, we all know, but Jameson needs to come to his own conclusions about his own sexuality.
Yeah.
But we love a jealous, like, love awakening thing.
Yeah.
Not like, I don't like jealousy in books
Not
any more than I
toxically
like it in
jealousy.
real life. But I love that moment in certain books where somebody gets super jealous of a person that they didn't think they were attracted to being like just touched by another man, woman, enby, whatever. Just, I love that moment. I'm like, oh, you finally fucking figured it out. You finally got there, motherfucker. The next day is a slow day for Bo. They get birthday calls from their loved ones. They go get bagels with their best friend. They have a video call with their brother Cooper and Cooper's boyfriends Will and True. Mostly this is to establish that Bo is going to go back to Plum Valley at some point. People keep saying, you should come back. Not to stay, but like, you should come back.
Right.
And then next chapter is so Jameson has a call with his brother just to talk some shit out, because who else are you going to bounce things off of except the guy who looks just like you, I guess.
Yeah.
And he doesn't trust anybody as much as he trusts Grant. So he needs to have a conversation with him. So he basically lays it all out on the table. He is concerned that he is attracted to the feminine elements of Bo's aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
The makeup, the lingerie, the heels. He's worried that what he's actually attracted to is just the feminine qualities of Bo.
Yeah.
And that he isn't seeing the whole picture of Bo.
And like, what if one day Bo's feeling more mask?
Yeah.
Will he still be attracted to them?
Yeah. But Grant is pretty quick to point out, like, well, they can't dress like they're in the cabaret all the time. Like, have you seen them in regular street clothes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They wear slightly more feminine styles, but they still wear like track pants, like a regular human being. And he is attracted to them, or he's intrigued by them when they're not all dolled up as well. So Grant's like, okay, so I think you've had your answer on that one.
Yeah.
And then after like 2 pages of prodding, Grant finally gets him to admit that he's a little concerned about the penis. He's never been with a person with a penis before.
Fair.
So he's not sure like what to make of all of that. And he doesn't want to end up like being insensitive and hurting Bo when he's actually faced with their dick.
Yeah.
And is like, I can't. He doesn't want to do that.
Of course.
And Grant's like, okay, but is it the body that you're into, or is it Bo that you're into? Because if it's, and then Grant's like, oh wait, just a second. I think I just realized I'm less straight than I thought, because I just realized that if my wife was a man, I would still love her very much and I would still want to fuck her all the time.
Yeah.
So I think maybe I'm not as straight as I thought I was either. I think everybody's not quite as straight as they think they are.
If they're being honest with themselves.
If they're being honest with themselves. Anyway, so he basically tells Jameson, like, just tell Bo. They don't sound like a bad person. They don't sound like they'll be mean about it. Tell them. Give it a try. Talk to them. For the love of God, don't just talk to me.
Take it out in the backyard. Try it out.
Exactly. So that night at work, Jameson watches Bo perform in Gertie Cabaret's rendition of the Cell Block Tango.
Oh, boy.
Oh, hell yes.
Lipsitz.
Lipschitz. So Bo is 6.
Okay.
I don't know how well you know that song. So it's pop, 6, squish, Cicero, Lipschitz are the 6.
Okay, yeah.
The 6 verses. And 6 is the...
He ran into my knife guy? Or woman? Person?
No,
in
that's
this case?
squish.
Okay.
6 is... I fell in love with this guy, and then I found out later that he had 6 wives because he was a Mormon, so I killed him.
Yep.
He had it coming.
Yeah. So Bo does that, and Jameson's like, I can't work. My erection's too strong.
Been there.
I think I'm going to pass out. So that basically confirms for him, like, okay, I think I need to do this.
Yeah.
I can't not do this. I have a parenthetical in my notes that just says, think about how the cell block performers are dressed. You will be unsurprised to learn that Jameson now knows for sure that he isn't straight. Because they all dress in lingerie for that number.
And just a moment of silence. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely not straight.
Mm-hmm. So the awakening is complete.
Yeah.
After their shift at the end of the night, Bo answers their phone without checking because Coop calls them every night during their train ride home to make sure that they get home safe. So they answer just thinking it's Cooper, but it's Diesel again. And they have an absolutely terrible conversation in the alley behind Gertie's. Diesel has called because he is concerned about their father. He thinks that something's wrong, but their father won't say anything about it. Like, he thinks their dad's probably dying.
Okay.
But their dad's a piece of shit. And Bo doesn't know if they want to go back home to say anything to their dad. Why would they? So they go through the motions of having this conversation. It's full of just as much like homophobia and blah, blah, blah. And at the end of it, they just give Diesel the lecture of a lifetime and look down to see that he hung up the phone on them, because my guess is he doesn't want to take responsibility for the fact that he tortured his own sibling for years. But, you know, who knows? My hope is that it's guilt and not just awfulness. I don't know. But so they're crying in the alley, as they often do when they are finishing a phone call with their brother. But Jameson comes out the back door with like a bag of bar trash or something. And as soon as he sees them crying in the alley, he approaches them. And before they can say anything, he just kisses them. Yes! It was like, oh, yes!
Still holding the bag of bar trash.
No, I think he threw the trash out first.
Well, you didn't say that explicitly.
Well, I shouldn't have to.
Well.
So the kiss is absolute fire.
Dropped your vape and everything.
I almost screamed. Like, I was so excited. I'm a very stoic reader, so I don't get like all emotional, like outwardly emotional when I read. But I was almost like, ah! I was so excited. But Jameson has to go back to work, so they agree to talk the next night.
Put a pin in this.
Yeah, just boop, put a pin in that. We'll come back to it. The next night after their shift, and an excellent kiss outside of the bar, they go back to Jameson's house, where they have another incredible makeout sesh on the couch. And Bo's like, all right, let's do this. Like, let's we're getting naked and we're doing it now. But Jameson wants to have a serious conversation first. Jameson's a responsible boy. Yeah. So mostly what he really needs to know is what Bo prefers to call their genitals, which, for those who may not be aware, often the normal words that we use to describe our genitals have to be substituted because of dysphoria.
Okay.
So he just wants to make sure that he doesn't say something that's going to hurt the mood. But Bo's cool with it. Bo's cool with dick and cock. Bo knows what equipment they're rocking. Yep. And they've worked through all of their dysphoria already, which is great for them, because that sounds like it's really, really hard, and I'm proud of them. So Jameson then swoops right into the seduction. There's body exploration. There's lots of touching. I think they go up to his bed. I don't remember if they do this on the couch or in his bed, but it's mutual masturbation.
Okay.
And oof, oh, it was really good. It was really good. I was very happy. This paid off.
Okay, good. I like when the book makes you happy.
Yes, it does. It makes me very happy. So Jameson is officially totally cool with the cock. He loves Bo's body. He loves everything about their body, including their dick.
Fun story. Turns out I enjoy penis.
Fun story for you. Fun story for me. Fun story for both of us.
Was not previously aware. Now I know.
Yeah. And then in parentheticals in the middle of my notes, it just says pause to rant because Jameson has a huge cock.
Of course.
Because of course he does.
Of course he does.
Of course he does.
Why wouldn't he?
Ugh. I mean, I think at some point in the book, Bo is even like, I'm not really a size queen. I don't really care, but it's huge and I want it. Oh, okay, fine.
I didn't know I wanted huge cock until I got a huge cock.
The huge cock awakening.
Yeah, the huge cock awakening. Hello, Cleveland.
Hello, indeed. So the next morning, Bo asks for a word that I didn't know until I learned it in this book, frauding. Frottage.
Oh, okay.
For, a grind, a rut, if you will.
All right.
And so they do that together, and melting emoji. And then at the end, Bo begs to be bitten.
Oh.
So Bo has a biting kink. There's going to be a lot of hickeys in this one, I think. The next, they have breakfast. They're all glowy. It's adorable. There's like scrambled eggs and sweet kisses, and it's great. Bo asks Jameson to teach them how to cook because they never learned how. So that's really cool. Everybody should learn how to cook, and I'm glad that Bo's being proactive in feeding their body.
Yeah, you got to.
Jameson is the sweetest and most easygoing. Like, he's just cool with anything. He's like, okay, you want to go home? Cool, we're going home. He doesn't want to talk about it. He doesn't care. He wants Bo to be happy, and that's it. And Bo has no fucking clue what to do with that. They're like, I don't know how to handle a person who just wants me to be happy and doesn't want anything from me.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard to deal with.
I get it. I do. I get it. At work that evening, Bo and Bridget have a conversation about how Bo is now dating Jameson officially. Yeah. We're dating is how they say it. It's great. It's so cute. And then they kind of apologize to Bridget because Bridget originally was like, look at the new bartender. He's so hot. And Bridget's like, no, what the? No, why would I be mad at you? What is wrong? I think at one point she tells them, like, look at me square in my eyeballs. You are beautiful and worthy of love. Don't look away. Say thank you.
Look at me.
Look at me. Look at me.
You're worthy of love.
Yeah. And they're like straining not to look away because, their self-esteem is just,
I've been with you for 15 years. We have 2 children together in a home and everything. And I'm still like, why are you here? I get it.
One of my goals to work on in therapy is actually believing a compliment you give me. We've been together for 15 years.
You haven't believed a single compliment.
We've got problems. Both of us got problems. Yeah. Anyway, so Bo's self-esteem is in the shitter. No surprise because their childhood was terrible. But Bridget is helping them to be more accepting of the love that they are worthy of. And that's why I love Bridget, because she's a great big sweetie. Bo asks for a week off in October. It's currently September, so that they can go home. They plan mostly on going home just to have a come to Jesus with Diesel. They think that once Diesel sees who they really are, that Diesel will just decide to cut the last of the cord, that Diesel will just leave them alone. They don't think that there's any saving their relationship with their brother or their father. They're just kind of hoping that by going home and showing Diesel, that Diesel will leave them alone, which is so sad. Jesus Christ.
That is I can't even imagine.
I know.
What
right?
that would I mean, as close as I am with my sister, I can't imagine how hard that would have to be.
I know. Yeah, I can't either. And I'm not that close with my sister, but we're working on being closer.
Yes, you
actively working on it. And then they call Cooper and tell Cooper, and Cooper is fucking ecstatic. He's like, first we're going to do this, and then we're going to do that. We should go to karaoke. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Calm down, take a breath. Yeah.
Take about 20% off there.
Yep. The next couple of days is adorable, just fresh new relationship, sweet smitten babies, just loving being together. They can't keep their hands off of each other. It's just so fucking cute. But most of it is off page at that point. It's mostly just Jameson thinking about what they did the night before.
All right.
And then Jameson gets his STI results and is thrilled to see that they are all negative. Bo's are also negative. So it's getting real. Because up until this point, they haven't had penetrative sex or oral sex. Yep. They have been waiting. He texts them his results. That night, there is a surreptitious blowjob in the storeroom at Gertie's. Fuck yeah. It was really great. The next day, Bo goes to their little's football practice and talks to him a little bit about how he's been doing. He tells him that he has a plan for the bully. So that's happening.
Damien says he has
a plan for the bully. And then he asks them, like, why did you come to my football practice? You don't seem like the kind of person who would be into football. And they're like, no, I played football. I'm from Texas.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's legally required for you to...
I'm from a small town in Texas.
Yeah. I'm from a small town in Texas of 5,000 people. I went to a high school that had a stadium that held 50,000 people.
Yeah.
That's Texas football.
That's Texas. Yeah. They're like, I hated it. I didn't like playing football because it's all... not entirely. I don't like football. I'm sure that there are many redeeming qualities about it, playing it as a high schooler. Even in college, I guess, like camaraderie, teamwork, athleticism, something. But they just hated it because it was a constant reminder of the masculinity that they did not want to achieve.
Right.
That was being forced down their throat constantly.
It is definitely the pinnacle of American sporting masculinity.
Which is odd considering they all wear skin tight, shiny pants.
And big fucking pads. You want to be real tough? Go play some fucking rugby.
Rugby. Yeah, exactly. That evening, they go over to Jameson's house where they learn to make pizza. And Jameson, I believe, is related to you by blood because he spends the entire time making sex jokes about pizza.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So he's you. He likes to make sex jokes about literally everything, apparently, when he's comfortable.
It's an affliction. I'm not proud of it. No. I spend 1 hour every Friday night watching you get very close to a phallic object, and I don't say anything about it.
Oh, my God. Are you having an active stroke right now? Do we need to call 911?
I'm compartmentalizing. Don't worry about it. Sex jokes, pizza, Jameson.
Sex jokes, pizza, Jameson. So they eat the pizza, and then Bo asks him to, what do you want to do? No. Jameson asks Bo, what do you want to do? And Bo says, you should take me to the beach. It's your favorite place. Let's go to the beach. So Jameson takes them to a very secluded, tiny beach on Lake Michigan, and they cuddle in the sand, and they don't watch the sunset. You can't watch the sunset from the Chicago side of Lake Michigan.
No.
But they sort of just bask in the dwindling light, and they have this really lovely conversation. And I was like melting in my seat. I was reading that portion of this at the pool today. Mm-hmm. My parents and I took our kids to the pool, and I was just sitting in my seat going, oh, that's so cute. Then I had to set it down because I tried to jump into the pool too fast again. Oh, bleep that.
I will.
But it was absolutely adorable. Bo tells Jameson about their planned trip to Texas, and they both admit that they're going to miss each other a lot while they're gone. And it's so fucking cute. And I have the slightest feeling that Jameson's going to end up going to Texas. But I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm feeling that too. And I would just like to say I would like to be on record as saying being on a beach in September and October, I love it. It is one of the best vibes when it's like not beach weather, but you're on the beach.
Oh, yeah.
When it's like maybe 64 degrees.
Yep. And breezy.
Oh, yeah. God, it's the
You can wear like a sweater.
Oh, Michigan. I love Michigan. I love it because Michigan, you got the little lakes all throughout the state, and then you got those big fucking lakes, which was the original name. People, I don't know if a lot of people know that.
They had to change it from the big fucking lakes to the Great Lakes. Yeah.
Yeah. You can't have big fucking lakes on every map in elementary schools. Again, not a lot of people know that because I just made it up.
Yeah. No, I just made this one up. Lake Superior used to be called Dam. That's fucking huge.
What do you call that one?
Shit. Is that the fucking ocean? Jesus Christ. Can't be. It doesn't taste like salt.
We're renaming the Great Lakes. Here we go. No, I'm just kidding. We're not going to do that. Anyway. Enough of that digression.
Well, that was a digression, but that was also the end of my notes.
Oh, okay.
Jameson and Bo are cuddling on a beach talking about Bo's planned trip to go see their family in Texas. So, yeah.
And then we renamed the Great Lakes.
And then we said a bunch of cuss words for fun.
And I might edit all of that out, and it'll be funny because I left this in.
Enjoy it, whether you get the cuss words or not. Just imagine the cuss words. I didn't say cunt. Which lake is Lake Cunt?
The Deep Cunt. Which one is called the Deep Cunt?
It would have to be Superior because it's the deepest of the lakes.
Deepest of the one. You can find us on social media. We are on TikTok and Instagram at Cheap Smut. If you feel like sending us an email, you can do so at cheapsmutpod@gmail.com. The music that we use in this and every episode of Cheap Smut is called Nostalgia by Mackay Beats. You can find that song along with thousands of others free of charge for you to use on your podcast or whatever at thefreemusicarchive.org. Please rate, review, and subscribe when you listen to us on all the podcasting platforms out there, even Stitcher until Stitcher goes away.
Yeah, bye-bye, Stitcher. I got a new podcasting app.
Oh, good.
Already. Anyway, in the meantime, listener, if there is a book in you, write it. And if there's fucking in it, I'll read it.
And then she will come on this show and explain it to me for your entertainment.
Now there's fireworks going off, so we're going to stop recording.
Yeah, fucking assholes.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.